two things I want to talk about regarding what happens here. We have plastic washers inside that kind of wear away, or shims actually. This is like a shim. So today I'm going to actually try to use an O-ring. It's about the same size in the inner diameter. Also have a metal washer or shim. We're just going to call it shim because this is what we're shimming in between. It's about the same, so this would work. It takes two of these inside. That's what's in there, and this starts to break down a little bit. I was told by the guy that designed this you don't need these shims. However, when I put mine together twice and tested, I kept losing a lot of air. So when I put it back in, I didn't lose air, and that told me that they were necessary. I don't know why he said they weren't, blah blah blah. But when you buy this, the second thing is the faulty O-ring. So the first one is the shims, and then the faulty O-ring that's in here. Now if you call him up, if you're Benjamin Pump, he's in Texas. I'm going to give a link down below. If I don't, please remind me. I will put a link down below, or I'll message you for how to get in contact with him. You'll need a white O-ring, and he's going to send you this set. Now this set comes with a lot of O-rings, but the main one that you need is the white O-ring right here. It's a lot harder. It's not going to shred as easily. Quick disassembly. Undo the top like this. Once that comes undone, there's a pin. There's a pin right here that needs to be removed. Push it out. Let's see, what happened to my, okay. Only comes out one way. Alright. Once you pull that out, take this off. The O-ring there is just a cushioner, so it doesn't smack into the metal. Pull that off, and then undo this pipe. So you hold right here and just start undoing. If this is too extremely hard, you're going to use this tool, because sometimes out of the factory they make it friggin' tight. Wear gloves when you do this. There's going to be a lot of grease. Just to show and demonstrate. Alright, once you get to this point, you want to undo this top right here for disassembly. And that's where the check ball or check valve is. You want to make sure the ball doesn't have any grease on it, and then you can hear it go up and down. Make sure you hold this metal piece right here so you can hear it bounce. You can also put up to some light and check and see if it's moving, which mine is. Okay. Alright, now here's where they have some crappy plastic shims. Mine are starting to break. I'm going to use a metal, if I can. Put it on there. Let's see here. Yeah, it should work pretty nicely. Okay. Anyways, take this off right here. There's an O-ring right there. So I'm replacing this plastic with something metal that's about the same size, same diameter. Go to your hardware store, take that with you. You can find something. You want to do the base plate. Now to do this, definitely want some paper towels near you. To do this, you want to hold the base plate like this. Start to undo here, and that should come undone as the brass, it looks like, piece that's at the bottom here. Not really sure if it's made of brass, but I'm just saying. Checking to see that this is not too dirty. Okay, here you can undo this. There's a piston with a spring in there with an O-ring. There's an O-ring here. There's all kinds of O-rings, but you need to undo this right here. And this is kind of hard. You may need that turning tool. There we go. Got it my first try pretty easily. Undo this right here. So mine's hand tightened on now. And this has got O-ring inside right there. Make sure this is nice and clean. That's what goes inside your tank, especially in here too. That's for filter. What else can I tell you? Quite a bit. Alright, pull this out here. And this is what you'll be repairing. You need a nice white O-ring. You get this from the set. I'll put it down the link. So let's say you're trying to change that O-ring right there. You want to get the plastic piece out. You want to be very careful not to break it. It does bend. So you want to be very careful not to break it as you push it off here. You can pretty much pull it from the opposite side. Alright, there we go. And this part has to come over. Get a really nice tool right here. Okay, that went somewhere within here. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm replacing it with another one. Here's a nice new one. Might be kind of hard to put on your first couple tries. There we go. Okay. And that plastic piece, where did that go? Right here. You gotta be careful with this, you can break this. So this goes on the bottom, the plastic. The O-ring goes on top. If I can get this back on, there we go. Make sure it's nice tight there. Apply some lube to it. And on the whole pipe. Or rod. This is actually probably called a rod. Alright, now to reinsert. Okay. Grab this right here. And you put it in backwards. So there's the end. With the plastic again at the bottom. The plastic white piece. Make sure you get a nice seal. Now when you do this, there will be an O-ring right here. So you flip this over, push the O-ring down, give it a little bit of grease, push the O-ring down. Okay, so I undid this. This goes on here, and the ball is inside like that. So WD-40 is what I was suggested to me. I decided, heck no, I tried it before, it didn't really last that long. So to get this off, use something like this, and you just get the end right here. See where it's exposed? Pull this up. If you pull like that end right there, that up while it's exposed in that circle area right there, this whole thing will lift out pretty easily. And then you just have access to the ball, take out the grease, take out the grease there, and now it's nice and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on and then put it back together in the pump and see how it goes. Go and apply a little bit of grease everywhere there is O-rings. Okay, so now we got that on. Now we're going to put this top back on, and I'm going to use this right here. I don't want any grease on this because it's going to be touching the check ball valve, so I don't really want to get any grease in there. Use like some soap or degreaser type to get that off. Again, another little piece of lint or hair. Not sure if that's not getting off my hands, maybe. Okay, go ahead and hand tighten this back on. Alright, now put it back on the base plate here. This is going to have to be screwed in by the top rod. See, it's unscrewed. Well, not the top rod, the piece right there. You can go ahead and tighten it right here first. And then go ahead and drop this down on top of it and hand tighten it. Might need a little help. Am I going in reverse or am I going tightening? Cannot tell. Oh, I'm definitely tightening. Okay. Okay. Alright, now that that's in, make sure the top is kind of on there. Alright. Okay, that's all done. Now, put this pipe back on with the end facing down. And tighten right here. A little bigger. Just hand tighten. Okay. Now, this part, pull the rod. It's nice to have a tool like this. Put this O-ring on it. This is the cushioner. Push it down. Get this piece. Find that piece here. Alright, now push this down and tight. And tighten. Okay, we're done. Make sure this is locked. Okay, now to test it. Alright, less than 1,000. Almost there. You're at 1,000. We're at 1,000. Okay.